Good evening and welcome to another episode of the Power Half Hour Unstoppable Business Owner. And before we bring our amazing guest on, I'm just going to share with you our today's sponsors of the show, which is Strong Foundations Coaching and Consulting. Jen Zahari has over 25 years of leading, mentoring, training, and coaching. Jen provides individuals and businesses personalized support to get aligned with their best life. For more information, you can go to Jen's website at www.jenzahari.com and book your free 30-minute consultation today. As well, she also has her book Created, No Way Out. It is a book based with Faith is on the verge of ending her life following decades of feeling unheard and unseen and suffering from anxiety. Created is filled with emotion, unique insights on mental health, and an ending you don't want to miss. Also, we are also Camaraderie Rescue Mission is having a raffle. I am a co-chair along with my business partner, Kimberly Genovese, and we need your help. So 28 veterans a day die by suicide, and our programs help veterans to get the help that they need. And we need your help because we are having a summer raffle. And it's a 6-month membership to Freedom Book Club in the Winter Haven area. However, there is 350 locations. And so if you're not in the Winter Haven area, don't worry. You're able to use it 4 times at any of the 350 locations, and you get your t-shirt and you're saving lives. So it's a win-win for all. Next, we're going to bring up our amazing guest, Barbara. And welcome to the show, Barbara.
Hi, thanks. Glad to be here.
We're glad to have you. So tell the world what it is that you do.
I am an accountant. I work with my clients virtually. I am the owner of Keeping It Straight, Bookkeeping and Accounting. And so I do bookkeeping, taxes, benching, marks, budgeting, any type of accounting work. I do it all virtually, and it's nice because that means I can work with anybody in the United States.
Awesome. And what made you decide to become a bookkeeper?
Well, when I was growing up, my father said, "You're really good with math. Why don't you go into accounting?" And I instantly joined the Navy. So I worked on electronics, served in the Navy for 10 years, and then was medically retired. And after that, I started working for a company called War Games West on Central, and it was a game store, face-to-face interactive. I was ended up managing the store, and they needed some help in the back room working with inventory and doing the bookkeeping. So I said, okay, cool, I'll help out. That's not a problem. And instead of finding a new bookkeeper, I said, why don't I do this job and you have somebody else do the manager? And so I ended up working in the back room. I loved it. I found out I really, truly loved it. So I went to college and got my accounting degree and started doing taxes and bookkeeping on my own. I worked for H&R Block for a while doing the taxes. And then I was doing bookkeeping on the side for some of the businesses that would come in and have me do their taxes. I couldn't do the taxes because, of course, when you're working for H&R Block, everything goes through them. After I did that for a while, I ended up moving to Florida out of the Albuquerque area and started my own business here doing bookkeeping and taxes and keeping going forward.
So that is awesome. Congratulations.
Really
and it makes a difference if you're doing something that you truly love. I find I've been a bookkeeper for about 24 years. And when we initially had the first interview, I was just like, and you could tell that, Barbara, that's what your jam is, that's what you love to do. You're like, you exude passion.
I love it.
When you talk about what you do. And that is just so, rare to find it in bookkeeping, I think, or in accounting. And so you bring that to your clients, and that you're going to do whatever you can to make sure that their bottom line is where it should be, and give the advice that they need in order to bring it to where they should be. I felt I got that the first conversation I had with you. And so totally, if you're looking for a bookkeeper, definitely get in touch with Barbara, because she'll do everything in her power to make sure that everything is complete, correct, and save you the money that your company needs, for sure. So that's awesome. So what 3 things would you say that you've had to overcome to become so successful in your business?
Well, I started out doing everything face to face. And so I would go around for, it was about 14 years. I would go around to the business, work on their books in QuickBooks Desktop, and then go to the next business and do their books. And I just had a routine. I would, weekly go around to different businesses and do that. COVID-19 shut me down. The businesses I was working with shut down. I couldn't go to the businesses. It kind of shut me completely down. And I was sitting on unemployment, the pandemic unemployment that they were doing for small business owners, sitting there going, I can't live on this. This is not good. And so I decided to reinvent myself. Instead of being Barbara's bookkeeping, I said, okay, I'm going to be keeping it straight, bookkeeping and accounting, KISBA as they call it, KISBAA. And I started doing everything virtually. About that time I got an email saying, hey, you can do bookkeeping virtually. You take this course and learn all about it. And I signed up for it. And so I had to, of course, put in place all of the securities, because when you're working with people's numbers and especially taxes, you have to make sure everything's secure. So I put in place, bank level encryption security for doing everything. I set up a workplace in my house that is completely secure, has its own locked door with locked filing cabinets and everything. Made sure everything was secure, and a business was born. And I've been moving forward since then.
That is amazing. And so what 3 things would you say that you help your clients overcome?
The first thing is many of my clients come to me because they know they're making money, but they don't know why they don't have money. The second thing is they spend a lot of time getting ready for taxes. If they keep all the receipts, they're really good at keeping receipts. They may even put some of them in a spreadsheet, but when it comes time for tax, they're like, okay, now I've got to find everything, put it all together, and then get it to the accountant. Or lo and behold, I'm going to spend hours on a tax software trying to do it myself. Mm-hmm. And they spend so much time doing that. And so those are 2 really, really big things. And the third thing is many of them don't know what can be deducted. There are so many things that can be deducted for their business, and they just don't know all of the ins and outs. And so I find that I've been a good resource for helping people with that. Getting things organized. What I do is a complete service. They don't have to take all of the services, but I offer bookkeeping as well as taxes. It's all one monthly fee. And come tax time, they don't have to go, okay, now I've got to get money together to pay for my taxes and make sure everything's done. It's all kept completely above board, completely all together. And it's a smooth transition for them. They don't have to worry about it. It's done. Right. They are part of the whole process. They understand. I mean, for the first time, they get reports from QuickBooks, and instead of going, okay, these are just numbers, what do I do? I explain it to them. We have a meeting and go over, okay, this is your books. This is where you stand. This is how your business is doing, and so they get that aha moment of, oh, I am making some money, but I'm spending more money than I'm making. No wonder I don't have any money, and then they look at it and come tax time, they don't have to worry about it. There's no fumbling to find receipts and everything. It's all done for them. And the receipts are put into QuickBooks. So if there's ever any question of, the IRS is going, okay, I need you to document these receipts. Mm-hmm. They're right there in QuickBooks. We pull it up, we hand it to the IRS, and they're good to go.
I didn't realize QuickBooks had that feature. That's kind of handy. Is that something new, though, over the last couple of years?
Yes. QuickBooks Online used to be the redheaded stepchild of QuickBooks. Desktop was by far the best. But since the pandemic, Intuit has put a ton of work into QuickBooks Online and brought it up to a huge improvement. It's now rivaling QuickBooks Desktop, for what it can do. It's got a lot of features. With my clients, I put them with HubDoc. Mm-hmm. And so they take a picture of their receipt, basically take a picture, and they can forget it. They put it in an envelope, make sure they keep it just in case. But it goes into HubDoc, and then I take that and put it into QuickBooks. So it's literally a picture of the receipt in QuickBooks assigned to the expense that it goes with. And it's all kept nice, simple, and easy. Their books get reconciled monthly as far as their bank accounts. They know everything is up to date and ready to go.
That's like the bomb. I remember back when I was doing in QuickBooks, I like Sage. Sage used to be my jam. Now I work for a company that has their own software, and it's not what I would use for accounting. Let's just say that it's good for the we're in the agriculture sector, so it's good for agriculture. It's not really good for financing, but we may do because we need something all in one. But I love Sage, and I didn't at that time. I know you couldn't upload, but maybe now. I mean, I haven't used it in 3 or 4 years, so
Yeah. No, I don't know about Sage. I have worked with QuickBooks Online. I am a ProAdvisor certified, and I am getting with Xero as another accounting software to offer some variety to my clients. But right now I am QuickBooks certified, and I prefer it primarily. Xero has advantages, but again, still my preference is QuickBooks. I'm used to that. I've done it for 16 years.
Right.
It's just easy.
I was trying to think as you were talking. It was like when I worked for the public accounting office, there it was just like we use the software that's when you download the receipts, and they use something like the hub to put the client would put the receipts in, and but to me, it was, I don't know, it was. Maybe because I wasn't used to it. I like, if I'm used to it, I like it. If I'm not used to it, I don't like using it. Because you're used to.
That's pretty much everybody.
Yeah. Well, especially if you're a bookkeeper, because we don't like change, or historically we don't like change.
That is true. That is the nature of the beast.
Historically, yeah. And I just love what you said. Basically with your services, it's worry free. Your client, they could be out having dinner with their spouse or with their client, take a picture of their receipt, send it upload to your hub, and it's basically everything's right there. So, and to have that service that you provide from beginning to end, there's no worry at tax time freaking out about the receipt. And I love that. So, definitely, if anybody is in the US watching this and you're saying, well, I really need a bookkeeper, definitely connect with Barbara, and we're going to make her so busy she's going to need like 10 assistants, because
I'll take it. I'll take
it. And I just love that I wrote down you basically had to reinvent yourself, from going person to person inside people's businesses to finding the strategies that you needed to make your business successful. And I know with the pandemic, a lot of business owners that I'm talking with, either you reinvented yourself or you're closed down.
Right.
And, and good for you for figuring it out, and to, educating yourself on how to do that, and making sure that your clients, came with you and grabbed every nugget that you had. It just shows to me that you're, what's that word I'm looking for? I knew it before I went to go say it. Not intuitive and
creative, inventive.
No, it's like the name that you like. It's like you reinvent yourself, but you initiative to, do what's necessary, and that shows down to your clients as well.
Yeah,
See?
I love to do that. So
yeah, and it shows. Like, you're just so passionate about what you do.
I love helping people.
Yes, and I think that's part of your veteran background. Because every veteran I talked to, the reason why they went into the military was to help people, save the country, do whatever necessary, right?
Yeah, I wanted to serve my country. That was the whole reason.
Yeah, exactly. And with having that background, that brings a lot to your clients too, because you guys have a certain what's the word I should, and this is as a compliment, like you guys, it's just, that's the way it is, and that's the way how it has to be, and there's no shortcuts. That's the word, like no shortcuts.
No shortcuts. Attention to detail. That's drummed into you in boot camp. Attention to detail.
Oh yeah. I'm learning that a lot.
Well, it's very good with bookkeeping, because attention to detail is how you get good tax, either refund or less tax owed. Attention to detail to the laws.
Exactly. So what would you say, what tips would you have for our viewers today?
Um, Good tip is make sure you do keep your receipts. Even if I would do them digitally, if you could, use QuickBooks or something to keep track of it, even a spreadsheet, some way to keep things organized. Because if you don't keep up with it weekly, you're going to end up missing things. Receipts get lost; they start fading because now they're all done on thermal paper, and that fades. In 6 months' time, it's going to be faded. You can't read it, and if you can't read it, the IRS isn't going to accept it. The other thing is if you have a home office, which a lot of people do these days, make sure that it is regularly used for business and exclusively, and that's the key. If it's not exclusively used for business, you can't write it off, and that's a big difference, and the IRS is watching that type of thing. So those are some of the really big things.
Right. Yes, for sure. We used to keep a log too. We would tell our for their vehicles too.
Oh,
Make sure
mileage.
that mileage. Make sure you keep track of that for sure.
Right. Yeah, you want to make sure that's written down and what it's for. If it's a business trip to a client, make sure you write down trip to and name the client. Don't or if you're having a meal with a client, write the client's name on it. It all goes to prove, or if it's a prospective client, still write the name down so that they have a log of who it was with, that it wasn't just you taking your family out to dinner.
Yeah. I used to work for somebody that they did that quite often. I no longer work for that person anymore.
Probably a good idea. Probably a good idea, because that's not a good idea to try and pull that off.
No, no, no. That's you're gonna get those people that try, and then
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
and then when we put them back in their place, they're like, fine, or they go somewhere else. Either or, it
Right.
doesn't really
Right.
matter to us.
Right. Yeah. Right. Because I don't want to be. I'm sorry. I'm honest. I have moral ethics, and it needs to be above board. I'm going to get you every penny you possibly can get. I've saved people $6,000 on taxes easily, because of previous people doing it wrong, and I'll amend the return and get them that money. But I won't cheat or do something fraudulently to do it. That just puts my livelihood at risk, and I'm not gonna do that.
Exactly. So, who would you say your ideal client is?
My ideal client is female entrepreneurs in the service-based industry. I typically focus towards holistic health and wellness, which includes even mindset coaches, health coaches, anybody that's trying to help someone else. Um, and it's small businesses, and that is a big thing. I want to make sure that they are, that they help other people. Heart-centered businesses. There you go. There's a good word for it. Heart-centered business. I'm a heart-centered business. I want to help people because that's what I want to do. And I need money because you got to have money to survive. But I would do this job even if I didn't get paid. That's the heart-centered job, is the person that they want to help somebody because they like seeing the client light up. And yes, they need the money in order to make ends meet, but they're not doing it specifically to get rich. They're doing it because they want to help their clients. And those are
Right.
the people I want to serve.
Oh my gosh! As soon as you said that, I have 6 people that need to know you.
Okay.
And
I'd love to meet them.
one of them is my holistic doctor,
Oh, perfect. Yes, I would love
who's
to
in
meet
Illinois.
them. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to connect you with her
Mm-hmm.
after the show,
Okay, perfect.
and yeah, because I know that she could definitely use your services, and I know that yeah, and she's
Definitely.
totally heart centered and all of that, and a bag
Right.
of chips.
Right.
Uh,
Like I said, those are the people I want to serve, because those are the people that, they value help, and they're making a difference in people's lives.
right. And yeah, I totally love that. I totally love that. Everything about that I love. And so what would you say, sorry, I'm just looking over. I made a lot of notes here. Um, so what is it that you like to do in your spare time?
I actually love to do crafts. I knit, I crochet, I cross stitch, I do all different types of things. And I like to watch movies with, I have a companion dog. Her name is Leia, from Princess Leia. All my animals are Star Wars or Disney based, but her name is Princess Leia. And I literally, we go do things, just sit and watch movies, go out and even shop. It's just fun, you know. She's really nice and calming, and I love to do things with it like that. I love to go to Disney. I'm in Orlando, so I love to go to Disney and Universal Studios and SeaWorld. I have season passes to all of them, and we just go and have fun. You know, I do have one day a week I don't work, and that is Sunday, because that's my church day. I go to church on Sunday, and that's my family day, my breathing day. Every client that I work with knows that too. I mean, I let them know, hey, I will get back to you within hours if possible, no later than 24 hours of response, unless it's Saturday and you text me at like 6 o'clock in the evening, 8 o'clock in the evening, and I'm off on Sunday. So literally, if I can't get to it right then, it'll be Monday before I answer, because I do take Sundays off.
And that's admirable. And I love that. And I do the same thing. And
That's a good thing.
I definitely, I mean, it has to be pretty important for me to do it. Because my family is Sunday, and that's my time to, if you don't have that at least one day to relax and veg, you're no good to your clients.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. You need that decompression, because you have to have a fresh mind. You don't want to make mistakes. And if you're tired, you're going to make mistakes.
Exactly. I love all of that, Barbara. It's funny when you say crocheting. My mom's a crocheter. She absolutely, I can remember she used to put 4 patterns together. So my dad had a sister that married her college professor. They met in Toronto, Ontario, and then moved to, he's from Singapore originally, so they moved to Hong Kong. Okay. And so when they got married, my mom made this beautiful tablecloth, crochet tablecloth. And so no matter where my mom went, if it was to my grandparents, it didn't matter. She always had a bag and doing crafts as she's, being with her family. And my other aunt goes, "Oh, well, when can I get one?" And my grandpa, and this is my dad's side, my grandpa would say, "Are you nuts? She uses 4 different patterns into one thing. And how do you think she's going to recreate that?" And that stuck out for me. Every time I think of crocheting, I think of that. And I unfortunately have not picked up that. I mean, she's still here with me. So, I mean, there's maybe hope for me before I die, or she does, that I might learn that. But I absolutely love it. She makes doilies and stuff like that. What do you like to make when you crochet?
I love to make Afghans. I make big blankets and Afghans. And my mother and grandmother both taught me to crochet. And so we used to do it as a family, We'd sit down and crochet in front of the TV or something. But I love to do blankets. I tried to do a pair of slippers. Not so good. I did it. It came out okay, but not as good as I would have hoped. I do love to make Christmas stockings and put names on them and stuff. I do scarves where they're double-sided. So, and I used to put logos or names on them. So when you're wearing a scarf, it has, your logo or whatever, just high school, college, something. But it's in 2 different colors. And so literally each side is a different color. So that's just fun. I love to do that type of stuff. So
I love that. I love every part of that. And it keeps your mind active, your fingers and your mind active, and you can still be, in tuned with what's going on around you.
Right. That's the fun part.
Yeah, it's funny because I grew up with that my entire life. My mom always sit there and do that. So that's funny that you also said that as well. So how many times, since you're in the Orlando area, how many times do you and your family go to Disney?
Yearly or weekly? During the summertime, we'll go once a great while. During the wintertime and fall, spring timeframe when it's still fairly cool, we'll go almost weekly.
Wow.
We're either going to Universal or Disney or SeaWorld. It just pick a, oh, and we love to go to the water park at SeaWorld. I forget what it's called. What is it? It's
I like
you
the
know,
lazy river.
The lazy river is really, really nice. The nice thing about it is with the lazy river, you can actually work out doing it. You can actually swim it and you know, go around to all the different things. So it's not just, you can use it as an exercise thing while you're doing it.
Yeah, I went once and I
Aquatica, that's what
absolutely
it is.
Aquatica, yes.
It's like, I know it.
I love that. I've been once. I got to take my stepson, and yeah, everything's. I promised that we would have by the end of this year that we will go, and so I got to make my promise. Come hell or high water, I got to make that promise.
Yes. We do have to keep those because if we don't, then the kids learn that promises aren't worth anything, and that's not it. That's not a good thing.
And that's who I am. Like if I make a promise, it's done, or I die trying. One
Right.
or the other.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I absolutely love all of it. And so living in the Orlando area, you don't get sick of any of that stuff then. I just
No, I don't get sick of any of that. I get sick of the heat. I don't like the
Oh,
heat and the humidity, but that's why there's indoors with air conditioning.
exactly. Yes. And the chameleons that like you guys are inundated with those things. Every time I was in
Yeah.
Florida, I just see like the lizards.
Oh, all the lizards, yes,
Yeah,
everywhere.
everywhere.
Yes, the geckos, yeah, they're
Yes.
everywhere.
Well, thank you so much, Barbara, for being on the show, and we truly appreciate you being here.
It's been great.
And folks, definitely get in touch with Barbara for all your bookkeeping and tax needs. As you can see, she is well-rounded. She will do whatever's necessary for you, and definitely you want somebody like Barbara in your corner to do your books and your taxes for sure. So, and Barbara, where is the best place for them to reach you?
The best thing would be by email or phone number, but my email is barbara.johnson at kisbaa.com. Keeping it straight, bookkeeping and accounting. KISBA.
Perfect. And all
And
that
then,
information will be in the show notes for sure.
and then my phone number, let me give my phone number real quick. It's 321-320-2560. You can text me. I'll get back to you. We'll set up a time frame to meet. I love to meet on Zoom so you can see my face and we can talk.
I absolutely love that. Thank you so much, Barbara, for your time.
Thanks
And we
so much.
appreciate you. And folks, get a hold of Barbara today for all your bookkeeping and tax needs.
Cool,
With
thanks.
that, see you next week and be unstoppable.